so much for being a part of my channel. Black Girl Write, exactly what it says. I am a black female from Nashville, as you can see. I am from Nashville, Tennessee, country music city. Never been, probably will never be a country music fan, but hey, Nashville, if you are that country music fan, this may be the place for you. First started writing when I was 6th grade, knowingly, I would say, okay. I entered my first creative writing contest, won, okay. So I won, but for whatever reason, I didn't go to the event that they had for the writers. But it was 6th grade, Buena Vista Middle. Mr. Mason was my teacher. He was so astonished, amazed, encouraged me, told me how great of a writer I was, but I just did not, for whatever reason, I didn't go. But yeah, so I'm from Nashville. Not your typically, your mode of Hollywood, or what you think Hollywood is. But I'm here to let you know that Black Girl Write is here to inspire writers from all across the world, okay? You do not have to be in Hollywood to be a writer, okay? Under the bridge, in the car, up high, down low. A writer is a writer, you know? So we have the stigma that you have to be in Hollywood to explore Hollywood. A creative, amazing writer, okay, which is you, can be created anywhere. So my job, I won't even say my job, my goal, my mission for this YouTube is to inspire every writer out there who has had the desire, have the passion, question, thought about writing, know you're supposed to be writing but you're not writing, like me sometimes. I'm one of your biggest procrastinators. I'll tell you that later. That's on a later tip. Just to hone in on your craft, okay? We're given this ability. There's not a lot of writers. And when I say there's not a lot of writers, I mean everybody's not born with the gift to write. I would not say when I came to the knowing or like when I decided to be a writer. I feel like writers are born to be writers. There are some writers who develop the skill, but I definitely was born to be a writer. I started out middle school, high school, writing breakup letters. My friends would come to me, hey, such and such cheated on me. I saw him in the bleachers behind with XYZ. I need you to write a letter. You know, I would write the letter, spray some love spell, sweet pea on it. Is Bath and Body Works, that was at the time. Spray it on the letter, and 6th, 7th period, they would say, hey, he just wrote back. I need a reply, and I would do that. So I've always had the gift of writing, even though I may have not recognized that gift. But writing has been my biggest form of communication as long as I know I've existed. I love poetry. Poetry was one of my favorites. Still is. I just have not wrote as much. But poetry, I love poetry. And I just feel like there's so many ways that you can express yourself as a human being. For me, that is writing. That is pen and paper, putting my thoughts. I don't care how close you are or how far you're away from me. The best way for me to give you the information is through pen and paper. So yeah, let's see. My mission, my goal for this YouTube is to inspire. For me, when I first started out with my journey as a screenwriter, let me just give you some backstory, if you will. So 2021, whenever COVID just went off, I was working as a nurse in Bellevue, Tennessee. You're Tennesseans. But I was working as a nurse, assisted living memory care nurse, and I wrote my letter of resignation on the way to work on my steering wheel. Listen to Steve Harvey video. I forget the name and the title of the video, but it was something about if you're frying chicken, okay, fry the best chicken that you can. You know, if you're doing XYZ, be the best person that you can. It's like, I'm going here every day as a nurse. I'm stressed out. I'm coming home. I have no energy for my family. My blood pressure is up. My hair, y'all, okay, I really love my hair, okay? It's always been thick. My hair was falling out, okay? That's crazy, okay? So my hair was falling out, and I was going to work every day thinking about the next day, about when I got to clock in as a nurse. And I feel, now I know, if your job is causing you to completely lose yourself, I feel I was detached from my soul. It wasn't good, but On the flip side, I feel that for me, in order for me to really take my screenwriting seriously, which is what I love and what I could do endlessly every day, not count the hours, not count the time, I had to have a push from somewhere else. So many of you know you don't make a lot of money starting off in screenwriting, okay? So if you're trying to make $1 million starting off, okay, this may not be it for you. You have to know the end goal with screenwriting. So for me, I had to risk everything I had because that was my only income. I didn't have a savings, I didn't have a trust fund, I didn't have all this money stored up from my parents to take off. I couldn't do it anymore. So I even messaged one of my teachers from nursing school and I was like, hey, is this normal to feel like this as a nurse? I feel like, there may be a better nurse than me. I hate my job, okay? I hate it with the passion it does. I hate it. And my husband is my husband is one of the strongest men I know, okay? He'll do whatever for whatever when that's not me, okay? So it was really hard when I wanted to take the step back because I feel like I know he did not understand, so it was kind of one of those things that I'm just gonna do it and those around me are gonna accept it or they're not, but at this point I just have to let go. So I wrote my resignation letter. I've been a nurse for going on 8 years, maybe 9 years, and I took off 8 months, and during that 8 months I wrote, and I went back to my first love. When I first got out of college, I wanted to go to school for journalism, Atlanta, Spelman. I got pregnant with my first daughter, who is now 16. So I kind of put those on the back burner. Did not go to Spelman, did not major in communications and journalism. I went to nursing, okay? Never ever dreamed of being a nurse. And nurses are amazing. We are amazing, okay? Because I'm a nurse. I still practice, but I practice now at my own time, at my own pace, when I wanna practice, how I wanna practice, and things of the nature. But yeah, so that's really my mission. My mission is for you to know that if you are a screenwriter, the best way, the only way to get your script made to the screen is to write, okay? So we make so many excuses, including myself, why we can't write, why we can't do this. You have to write. You have to write. You have to get that feedback. You have to write. And that's pretty much it. So if I had one piece of advice, I would say as a screenwriter, you cannot stop writing. I was saying, yeah, I'm a screenwriter. I was not writing, okay? You're not a screenwriter if you're not writing. Definitely just keep writing, build a network, okay? There's so many people who you start off, you're writing, you're so excited, and then you don't have any network. Your family, your household, they're not gonna catch on pretty much until you kind of show them something, And so for me, that was like, oh my gosh, this is supposed to be my biggest supporter, and he's not. But anyways, you need to build a network. As a screenwriter, I highly recommend that you build a network. I don't care how many big books you read, how many lectures you go to, you have to build a network. You have to build a network, a strong network of people that can give you feedback that you can call when you're stuck in your head. And as a writer, we get stuck in our head so many times. So yeah, so I definitely believe in building a network. I'm a part of the Tennessee Writing Association. I have not been there in a while, but anyways, build your network, show up to your network, and yeah. Also, let's see, who's my favorite? John Singleton, hands off, hats up, feet down, whatever you want to call it, is the favorite of all times. I feel like with every single one of his movies, he makes you become a character in the movie, whether you want to become a character or not. You have to, it's all about experience with John Singleton. So if I had to mimic a writer, I don't want to mimic because I want to be better than anybody that came before me. He is an amazing writer, but he makes you completely lost in the screenplay, in the movie. From Poetic Justice to Baby Boy, you were either Tyree or you were his mother or the stepdaddy. In Boys in the Hood, everybody wanted Ricky to survive. We all screamed Ricky, okay? So I definitely think he has the craftsmanship to portray authentic movies, okay? Like you are in the movie. So John Singleton, rest his soul, I believe is one of the greatest ever to be able to do that. From Poetic Justice, I wanted to be on the mail truck, you know, delivering mail at 2 o'clock. Yeah, so anyways, he's one of my favorites. And when I write, I want to, when somebody reads my story or my script, I want to say, oh, this reminds me of such and such. I want it to be so authentic that you forget that it's a movie or a script. Okay, and I feel like John Singleton, he definitely does that. Leave in the comments, okay? In the comments below, who's your favorite screenwriter? Why is he your favorite screenwriter or she? Yeah, like what? Like why? Like, we all have our favorites, but I just want to know why. So please let me know who's your favorite screenwriter. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There's no screenwriters in my family. I will be the first. I am the first. But I'm just excited to just dominate this industry. Do you understand? As Black women, okay, we're not even gonna talk about blacks. As Black women, we are so creative, okay? We are so creative and we are so unnoticed. So my job for me and for you is to make sure the world knows how creative you are, okay? Even if they don't do anything with it, they need to know how creative you are and that you have the same capabilities as X, Y, and Z, okay? So I thank you so much for listening to this channel. I thank you so much for joining me today. Black Girl Write is exactly what it says, Black Girl Write, and we write really, really, really well. As a writer, you seldom compare yourself to this person. As a writer, find your own voice, okay? There's no voice greater than your own voice when it comes to writing. Although Hollywood or XYZ may have its own standard of what you should be writing, you write what feels right, where your emotions go, where your characters lead. That's what you should be writing, okay? So I highly encourage you to look for others for inspiration, but when it comes down to the nick of it, own in on your own voice, okay? Your own premise, your own story. Create the characters and then present, okay? If they don't like it, it is okay, okay? Rejection in this field is it's kind of an ignition. It's like the flame to the fire, okay? So do not be discouraged by rejection. Writing is so subjective to the point that it is what it is. But if you're constantly writing, you're constantly improving, you're getting feedback, there's nowhere to go but up, okay? So I highly encourage you just to keep writing. Do not be dismayed. Listen to the voice behind the voice. When you hear your feedback, don't take it personal, okay? Do not take it personal. I used to take it personal. Oh my gosh, this character. Listen, it's not personal, okay? This is the industry. It's a business, and it's a passion. And if your passion is to write, there's nothing that anybody can say, do, that will change that, okay? So for me, my feedback makes me okay. If you don't see this or if she don't see this, let me figure out why they don't see this, okay? And I'm gonna create 3 reasons why you're gonna want to accept it the next time. And even if you don't, I know as a writer that it's subjective. So I'm so excited about this journey. Again, born and raised in Nashville. My mother, she gave me everything that she could in her power, to her knowledge and her knowing. My father was not around. I believe he's been on drugs, and he's been in jail since I was born, okay? Another thing that inspired me was him. He would write letters saying how the next time he got out of jail, he would change. He never changed. So I have not made that movie, but that definitely will be a movie later on about a father just, promising what never that he never fulfilled or whatever. So I thank God for my husband, for my kids, for my passion. I believe as a writer, it is a sacred career. It's a sacred journey. And if you're not a writer, you really don't understand. But those that are close to you, they'll make time. They'll find a way to understand. But I just want you to know that Black Girls Write. We will continue to write. Please leave in the comments if there's anything you want to talk about regarding screenwriting. If there's any questions. Oh, The Writer's Journey book, I highly, highly recommend. It helped me to develop my characters, to dig deeper in my subplots. The Writer's Journey. Please, please, please check out that book. It's an amazing book for screenwriters, new, old, however. It's a really good book. So I'm just excited. Yes, this was created to promote strength in screenwriting. to let you know that your questions, I had the same questions, to let you know that there is no perfect screenwriter, although they may say there's no perfect screenwriter. There's writers and there's non-writers, okay? So my job for you is to continue to write, continue to own your writing, do your research. It's so much research out there, so many books, so much, hey, this, and the other. Continue to write, continue to read, but if I had one piece of advice, I would just say continue to write. That's what screenwriters do. So thank you so much for tuning into my channel.
Audio Jungle.